Welcome to my channel. In this video, let's see some of the important Viva questions asked in PSM practical exam hypertensive case. Define hypertension. Hypertension is a condition characterized by an increase in arterial pressure of the individual. It is one of the major risk factor for cardiovascular mortality. Hypertension can be classified into two types. 1. Primary, essential hypertension. Cause is unknown. 2. Secondary hypertension. It's due to disease of kidney, tumors of adrenal glands and toxemias of pregnancy. Classify hypertension according to blood pressure measurement. Optimal. Systolic less than 120 and diastolic less than 80. Normal. Systolic less than 130 and diastolic less than 85. High normal. Systolic 130 to 139 and diastolic 85 to 89. Grade 1 hypertension. Systolic 140 to 159 and diastolic 90 to 99. Grade 2 hypertension. Systolic greater than 160 and diastolic greater than 100. Hypertensive crisis. Systolic greater than or equal to 180 and diastolic greater than 100. Isolated systolic hypertension. Systolic greater than or equal to 140 and diastolic less than 90. Explain rule of halves. Hypertension is an iceberg disease according to rule of half. Only half of the hypertensive subject in the general population of a developed country were aware of the condition. Only half of those aware of the problem were being treated. Only about half of those treated were considered adequately treated. Explain the tracking of blood pressure. If the blood pressure levels of individuals were followed up over a period of years from early childhood into adult life, then those individuals whose BP were initially high in the distribution would probably continue in the same track as adults. The phenomenon of persistence of rank order of BP has been described as tracking. Low BP tends to remain low. High BP becomes higher as the individual grows older. What are the non-modifiable risk factors in hypertension? Age. BP rises with age. Sex. Estrogen in female is protective against rise in BP. Genetic factor, polygenic. Ethnicity. What are the modifiable risk factors in hypertension? Obesity. High salt intake. 7 to 8 grams per day intake of food rich in saturated fat. Decreased intake of dietary fiber. High alcohol intake. Sedentary lifestyle. Environmental stress. Women taking oral contraceptive pills. What is non-pharmacological approach or lifestyle modification to manage hypertension? Weight reduction. Maintain normal body weight. BMI 18.5 to 24.9. Adopt diet. Dietary sodium reduction. Not more than 100 milliequivalent per day. Physical activity, like brisk walking for at least 30 minutes per day. Moderation of alcohol consumption. What are the dietary approaches to stop hypertension or diet? Diet. It is a dietary approach to stop hypertension. Is an important step in controlling blood pressure. This diet is not only rich in important nutrients and fiber but also includes foods that contain 2.5 times the amounts of electrolytes, potassium, calcium and magnesium. It makes the following recommendations. To avoid saturated fats. To include monounsaturated fatty acids. To include polyunsaturated fatty acids. PUFA also, e.g. omega-3 and 6 PUFA. To choose whole grains over white flour. To include fresh fruits and vegetables daily, especially potassium-rich fruits like bananas, oranges, and vegetables like carrot, spinach, mushrooms, beans and potatoes. Grapefruits boosts the effect of calcium channel blocking drugs used for hypertension. To include nuts, seeds or legumes, dried beans or peas daily. To choose moderate amount of protein, preferably fish or poultry. On weight. Weight reduction is done by diet control and regular physical activity. On behavioral changes. Modification in the personal lifestyle, reduction in the stress, practicing yoga and meditation goes a long way in controlling BP. Abstain from alcohol and smoking. Health education. Self-care. Self-care by maintaining a logbook of the BP readings. Recreation. Hobbies like gardening, music, periodic excursions. What in primordial prevention in hypertension? Primordial or primary prevention involves health promotive measures. It includes nutrition, reduced salt intake less than 5 grams per day, moderate fat intake, avoidances of high alcohol intake and restriction of energy intake. Diet. Weight reduction. Exercise promotion. Behavioral changes like reduction of stress and smoking. Health education. Self-care. Who are the high-risk group for hypertension? Obese people. Individuals above 50 years of age. Alcoholics. Diabetics. Sedentary workers. Pregnant mothers. Individuals having family history. What are the complications of hypertension? Heart failure. Myocardial infarction. Renal failure. Stroke. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.